Home insurance for home buyers. It is one of the last boxes that you need to check before getting to the closing table. Now, unfortunately, this last piece to the puzzle can also be the most frustrating. But buying home insurance does not have to be frustrating. And in today's video, we're going to look at 3 things that new home buyers need to look at and think about when buying home insurance. We'll take a look at all of that coming up next. Hey folks, Jack Wingate here. And on this channel, we help individuals, families, and businesses with tips, tricks, and strategies to save money on your insurance, to help you understand your insurance better, and to let you know what's going on in the insurance industry. And home buyers all the time ask us, what should I look for when buying home insurance? And today we're going to examine that by giving you 3 things that are crucial to the home insurance buying process. Number 1, what insurance carrier is the best home insurance company in North Carolina? Number 2, what information do I actually need to give someone in order to get a home insurance quote? And then finally, and here's the big one, which insurance carrier has the cheapest home insurance in North Carolina? All right, so which insurance company is the best home insurance carrier in North Carolina? Well, unfortunately, there's not just one best carrier. Everyone has opinions, but when making a determination about which insurance carrier is best, it's actually which insurance carrier is best for you. Everybody's situation is a little bit different. So here's some criteria you need to look at. And the first one is this. What homeowners insurance forms does the carrier actually offer? Now in North Carolina, there are 2 main insurance forms that you can have a homeowner's insurance policy with. The first one is called the HO3, referred to as the Homeowners Policy 3, Special Form Homeowners. It's got a bunch of different names. But this is the oldest homeowners form in North Carolina. And it's the one that pretty much every insurance carrier offers. And it's the one that every one of the big boys will offer you. Now, with these policies, they can be endorsed to include replacement cost on the dwelling, which is crucial, and replacement cost on your contents. Now, when we're advising our clients, we want to make sure that there is always replacement cost on the house and the contents. If not, you've got a big gap in coverage and it will end up biting you in the end. Now, the second homeowners form is actually the one that we prefer. It's actually the best home insurance form in North Carolina. It's the best one you can buy, and it's called the HE7 form. Now, that's all insurance mumbo jumbo, if you will. In simple terms, the HE7 is the HO3 on steroids. It gives you everything that the HO3 gives you plus. Going into depth about the comparisons would take far too long, but I simply want you to know that there are 2 options that you can choose from. And in a perfect world, you would choose a carrier that offers the HE7 form. I'll give you one real quick coverage that the HE7 has over the HO3, and this is important for you new home buyers. The HE7 has embedded in the policy something that says if your house is burned down, let's say, or damaged for any reason, and you're out of the house, during that time, the insurance carrier on the HE7 form is going to pick up and pay your mortgage while your house is being rebuilt / repaired. That is a huge, huge benefit, and just one of the reasons you should look at the HE7 form. All right, number 2 in your carrier selection criteria will be this: the financial stability of the carrier. There are 2 main rating agencies that rate insurance carriers, AM Best and Demotech. For the most part, most carriers are AM Best rated. We have some carriers in North Carolina that are Demotech rated. There's nothing wrong with the Demotech rated companies, but you want to make sure you look at the financials and make sure that you're dealing with an A rated company and better. Quite often, the lender or the loan organization will require certain financial stability of your insurance carrier, but in general, it's just a good rule of thumb to make sure that your carrier is rated really well for their financial strength. All right, now finally, and this is where the rubber meets the road, how well does the carrier pay claims? Now, if you look online, you're going to see bad reviews for every single carrier out there. Think about the thought process there. When people have bad experiences, they want to tell other people about those bad experiences. So every insurance carrier has bad reviews. What I suggest doing is asking your agent who he or she has their insurance with and try to get with them. Now, those three things are the three main criteria to look for, but there's actually one more that is specific to you. Understand this, not every carrier will write everybody. Let's say that you have a vicious dog breed. Most carriers aren't going to write or offer you insurance. So the best carrier for you is going to be one that, one, will write it, or two, will exclude liability for that dog. Some carriers won't write homes over a certain age. So the best carrier for a house built in 2020 might be different than a house built in 1940. So choosing the best home insurance carrier in North Carolina depends on a lot of factors, but a lot of it depends on you. All right, number 2, how do you get an accurate home insurance quote? Now let's understand this. For the most part, you see ads constantly, whether it's on TV, radio, internet, Facebook, you name it, that says, if you give us a couple pieces of information in 5 minutes, we're going to give you a quote. Well, unfortunately, most of the time, those quotes are not accurate. And unfortunately, you never find out that the quote that you have isn't valid until it's too late. You're sitting at the closing table, and then you have to make a decision based out of fear without being able to do all of the due diligence. So here's what is really needed in order to get a true and accurate home insurance quote. First things first, we need the names, dates of birth, and social security numbers of the people owning the property. Most of the time, you and your spouse, however the house is going to be deeded. That's the information we need from you. Now, I'll step back here and say a lot of times we get the question of, well, why do you need my social security number? Is it going to hurt my credit? Well, the social security number is needed in order to get an accurate quote for 2 reasons. One, it gives us an insurance score. Every person has an insurance score. Now, don't worry, the insurance score and the pull that it does not affect your actual credit score and your credit worthiness. It has no bearing on that. And then the second reason we need the social is that it pulls prior claims history. So in order to get an accurate quote, we actually do need that social security number. It's not just something that we're asking for to make you give us more information. All right, number 2, we need the address of the home that you're buying. Pretty obvious. For the most part, we can pull most of the data on the home from public records, from places like Zillow, Realtor.com, the tax map for the county that you're in. I will say this, if the house is older than 15 years old, we will need to know if there have been any updates on the roof, electrical, HVAC, and plumbing. Those are crucial. The newer those things are, the better pricing you get. And then finally, we need your previous address. So you're buying a new house, we need your old address in order to make all of this work, because that's how it's going to pull the reports. So those are the pieces of information that we're going to need in order to give you an accurate home insurance quote. All right, here's the moment we've all been waiting for. Which home insurance carrier has the cheapest home insurance premiums. Well, sorry to disappoint, but there is not one carrier that has the cheapest premiums across all variables. It just does not happen. So instead of focusing on that, why don't I tell you how you can save money on your insurance quote regardless of which carrier you're using. The first and the biggest thing you can do is increase your deductible. Simply moving your deductible from $1,000 to $2,500 could save you 8 to 10% on your homeowner's insurance premiums. The higher your deductible, the lower your premium. Now, caution, do not set your deductible at such a high amount that if something happens, you could not come up with that money. So be smart about how you pick your deductible. Number 2, bundle your insurance policies together. I know this, you get bombarded with this all the time, and most people think it's just a sales tactic. Really, it's not. Most carriers that offer home and auto give a huge discount if you combine all your policies with one carrier. I've seen discounts range from 8% up to 25% simply by bundling your policies together. So if you can, bundle your home and your auto insurance together. If you have an umbrella, make sure it's with the same company. If you have life insurance or you're going to get life insurance, get it with the same carrier. The more policies, the better it is. And then here's the third thing, and this is odd and most people don't know about it. But you can get a discount on your home insurance premiums if you quote or get a quote a certain time frame away from when the policy is going to be effective. This is called the advance quote discount, and it works like this. Most of the time, for most carriers, it's about 10 days. But if you get a quote 10 days in advance of the effective date or the closing date in this example, then you get a discount. And it's not huge, but most of the time it's going to be somewhere around 4%. So a 4% discount just by getting it quoted early and not waiting the last minute can save you money. Now, hopefully you have learned something from this video. Hopefully it makes the home buying process a little bit simpler. And as always, if you have gotten any value at all out of this video, I would so appreciate it if you would subscribe to our channel. We would definitely love to have you as a subscriber. Also, we do a cool little playlist down here called You Ask, You Answer, where we go over just commonly asked questions in insurance, just things that, any questions that come to mind, we try to answer them. So take a look right there. And until next time, we'll see you later.